Hi, we're here at Be Wild Woman, and I'm Kiana Love, and I'm here with Sheri Winston, with a wonderful, juicy Sheri Winston. And she's in town and is doing a few sessions here and wonderful, juicy things, and just wanted to say hello.
Hi, Kiana. Thanks for having me in your space. Thanks for sharing this with me.
Yay. Well, it's always wonderful to have you in the space because, you just bring such wonderful joy to people. And, the work that you do is amazing, let alone, just that you're just an amazing, wonderful person and friend. And it's always a delight. And I wanted to take a few moments today to talk about some of your upcoming stuff. We're collaborating again, which is very exciting. And you're teaching in Brooklyn. You have an upcoming all-day workshop, and I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit about it.
So on June 26th in Brooklyn, we're doing an energy sex intensive, and it's for men and women, singles and partners. It's a clothes-on, hands-off class that we're gonna play with and learn how to access our sexual energy. Again, this is hands-off. And learn how to channel that, expand it, and how we can use that energy to have absolutely amazing hands-off orgasms. And of course, we can add using that energy to our regular sex play to have even more amazing, extraordinary hands-on orgasms.
Ooh.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. And we have a whole day, so we get to really go deep and do lots of practices, and it'll be really safe and it'll be really comfortable, and people will leave with some absolutely delicious, juicy, hot skills to take home and practice with.
I just love how you do your presentations, because they've just gotten better every time I've gone.
Oh, thanks.
And I keep going back because each time there's new information I get. One is like you're this cheerleader for it. When I go and I'm like, oh yeah, there's that, and oh yeah, that's fun too. And so it reminds me of how to find more pleasure for myself. Reminds me of, yes, that's that map, and this is that thing that I want to try. And each time you've gotten more and more like materials up. So I love how it accesses the left and the right brain. Like you can watch, and the handouts are there, and then you're not afraid to be juicy and fun and do things that whether they fit in the norm, you play with words, and it's just, I love it. And I just love how it's really in line with what we're doing here at Be Wild Woman, about being in tune with your body, discovering what's already there that you don't realize is there, and how, we're naturally meant to be wild and juicy. And I was wondering if you could say a little bit about being wild, because we've done some collaborating together, and say how that you see that fitting in with what we're doing here at Be Wild Woman.
Well, I think our cultural concept of wildness is really a challenge. People think of wildness as being out of integrity, being over the line, out of bounds, and for a lot of people, they access what I think of as really faux wildness by getting drunk, for example. But the work we're doing and what we're talking about is people being able to tap in to their deep and true wild nature. And that can be in integrity within your boundaries of comfort and safety, and still connect you to this really primal power that we all have that's gotten tamed out of us and civilized out of us. And when we can tap into it choice and with integrity, which is really one of the key phrases here, then we have this amazing power that can not only enliven our sex lives, but enliven our whole lives.
Awesome. So we've had some really fun things we've done together, and I really like also, you really sum that up beautifully. And I love also how the work that you do fits within the framework of the safety that we foster here at Be Wild Woman. That, wildness also includes being extremely rooted and nurturing and creating a safety, not having to go over the boundaries to find what you're doing, and not having to push yourself to do something out of your comfort, but being able to draw your comfort into what you're doing. And so that's one of the reasons why I'm really encouraging a lot of the people here at Be Wild Women, a lot of the women, to say, this is something that within the framework you already have, that you can root things, and you're able to handle the charge and energy of things. They know what to do with emotions when they come up. They have these skill set and tools to listen to their body, know what's going on, and adding your work is just, just going to add. I've already seen it. I've already heard a number of women talk about how much joy is added and how they've been able to play with it in a different way than they would have if they didn't feel safe and comfortable in their body. Actually, I just spoke with somebody, and they're taking the book along on their trip to go with their beloved, and they're going to be studying the book. And they were extremely delighted about the purring pile of pussy.
And the book that you're referring to would be my book, Women's Anatomy of Arousal, Secret Maps to Varied Pleasure, which is an award-winning book, and it is about female sexuality and anatomy, but it is also written for men.
Yep.
And so it always delights me when I hear people taking it with them on a trip or making it a project, because there's a lot of information, but there's a lot of practices and fun things to do and explore and learn in theirs.
And it's right in line with that analogy you have of women as kitty cats and men as dogs, and just learning the language of how do we work together with these different wild anatomies that we have.
Yeah, and it's I don't want to spend a lot of time going into it because it's a really multi-level metaphor. And I don't want men to be thinking we're insulting them by saying that they're dogs. I'm really talking about how the feminine energy is very kitty cat-like and that the masculine energy is dog-like. And we all have both of those energies, although most of us have one more than the other. And it's really useful to understand that they're both wonderful energies and we play differently with a cat than we do with a dog.
Yeah.
And they have different gifts to give us. And when we can honor that in ourselves and in our partners, we're going to have a lot more fun.
Yeah.
In fact, I have an online class about that, the Pussies and Puppies School of Love.
Yeah, you should go check it out at intimateartscenter.com. And if you want to know more about Be Wild Woman, it's bewildwoman.com. And we're excited to spend a few moments with you, and we hope to see you soon at a Be Wild event or this wonderful day-long workshop where you get to explore your pleasure.
Thank you so much. The delightful Kiana Love and Be Wild Woman. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.